What's up? What's up? How you guys doing?
We're still on it. Oh yeah, the delay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it. We got it,
We
guys.
got it. We got it. What's going on, people?
How you guys doing? Thanks you guys once again for tuning in to, you know what it is, every Tuesday at 8:30ish. This is Shop Culture, and I'm always joined by my tag team partner. You guys know who he is, the relationship guru. I always say Mr./Dr. James R. Hill.
How's everybody doing?
And of course, I am Barry Crosby. And once again, I got my other partner in crime. You know who he is, the voice. Talk to him.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Pleasure to be joining you guys again this evening on December 8th, 2020. And this is Shop Culture. Thanks for joining us for episode 8. This is Shop Culture with Barry Crosby, joined by relationship guru, Dr. James R. Hill. And I am Twan the Voice.
I'm the infamous. That's the new nickname, bro. The doc gave me the nickname. You know when the doc gives you a nickname, you take it and run.
The infamous.
Come on.
Barry Crosby.
Woo! So we all got our nicknames. We're all feeling special today. And I even got a little dressed up, man, because the doc, I always see the doc coming clean. I said, you know, I'm going to do what I do a little bit.
I see you.
This COVID kind of had me stop. You know, I was out of the game. I'm back now, though. So once again, guys, thank you once again for tuning in. This is Shop Culture. And first off, man, talk about your weekend.
Well, mine had a low-key weekend, you know, just got a few things done around the house. And, you know, got to stay low-key and safe and, you know, trying to interject some spontaneity, something new, you know.
Yes.
It's this COVID going on, so, you know, it was a low-key weekend. Got a lot of rest.
Very low-key, very low-key. You know, and also, man, somebody came up, actually, Nicole Johnson came up with a good idea about what we can do during the COVID in terms of dating, right? Because if you can't go, you know, you really can't go out, right? You can't go to restaurants and eat in. So what are some of the other ways you can date? So we're not going to tell, you know, people about all the ideas we have yet. So if you guys have ideas about what you can do around the house in terms of dating your partner, chime in, put it down. And we're going to actually, you know, we're going to do a show talking about that. We're probably going to invite some ladies on. Everybody say, hey, you guys got to have some ladies because they're always hearing from us.
Yeah, we like to get your perspective, you know. As you're looking live, there's a little invite, join the show button down there. You can hit it. Yes, I mean, if you have something valid to say, a valid topic, well, let's discuss it. That's why we're here.
Even though we always think we're right.
Right. Well, you know, we think we have the better perspective. You know? So I mean, and segueing on what the infamous Mr. Barry Crosby was saying, how does dating with a new person work? I mean, if you're doing the online and you know you're getting to know each other, how does the in-person thing work in these trying times that we're living in? You know, we want to know how this works or how it can work. You know.
Well, that leads into one of the topics that we're gonna kind of hit on a little bit later.
Right. What's good, Corey?
Real quickly, when I say what's up, we have Tilly James. Say what's going on? How you doing? Thank you for tapping in. We have Sprinkles. How you doing, Sprinkles? Thank you again for tapping in.
Sprinkles, for real? We got nothing but Sprinkles?
Yes. She's
Sabrina, I see you.
Sabrina. So
stay tuned, Sabrina. We got something for you.
Man, so we have a lot of people tapping in, saying hello, and man, yes. Nicole Johnson, her first date is in line at the COVID testing station, and she might not be lying.
Hey, there you go. Stop at Starbucks and go ahead to the COVID testing site. There you go.
You got to do that, though.
Yeah.
And guys, real quickly, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We have a lot of look like first-time viewers, so please, if you guys can, like and share the Shop Culture page, and definitely check out. We got a YouTube page up too, so you know we're coming up. We're coming up in the world. It's feeling good.
Yeah, we're streaming live on IG, YouTube, and Feel My Flow on Facebook.
Yeah.
If you haven't liked the Shop Culture page, you can go to Feel My Flow.
Yes, sir. So there's all of that. We got all of that out the way. Let's get to the first topic.
All right, fellas. I mean, you really want to dig into this?
Let's go.
Let's go ahead and get ready.
Let's get it.
All right. It seems to be a disconnect between men and women. Do women not listen to what men want and need enough?
Absolutely.
I think there's a serious disconnect. I want to hear the comments on what you guys think, but I think there is a serious disconnect because coming into a relationship, I think the men are focused more on what the woman wants and what they have to do to win her over, and the focus isn't on exactly what a man wants. And a lot of people, a lot of women have problems keeping a man for that very reason, because they didn't know what that man required. I mean, we all come with baggage, some good, some bad, but you have to attentively listen to your man. And we put a post up about this and got several comments, is why we're discussing it tonight. And one of the comments was, yeah, I hear him, what he says all the time. Yes, you hear him, but are you listening?
Actively listening.
Yeah, are you actively listening and take heed? And when you're actively listening, your actions will show that, yes, and he will see.
Nicole Johnson said, mask and conversation. It is a 2-hour wait, and by the end of the wait, you will know if there's a second date or not. Hey, that's very valid.
That's a way of doing it. That's a way of looking at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Corey Jones, I believe there is a disconnect as well. Reminds me of that damn saying, happy wife, happy life.
And why should it be like that, though?
Yeah,
it should be. I don't like that statement.
I don't either.
You both should be happy.
It should be happy spouse, happy house.
Cool.
Nicole Johnson added, that's not true, and that is a very general statement. That is where conversation is important. Quality time.
Well, yeah.
Quality time and attentive listening.
That's a love language, though, too.
Yes, yes, it is a love language. And they will know what it requires, how to love you, and in turn you will know how to love them. Don't get it backwards, and it's because your love language is how you love. It's how you want to receive love, and that's what a lot of people need to understand.
There's a few people that co-signed with the happy spouse, happy house.
Okay.
One of our new viewers, Diane. Yo, what's up? How you doing, Diane?
How you doing, Diane? Thank you for tuning in.
Corey Jones, also agreed with the happy spouse, happy house. He liked that one very much. Nicole Johnson mentioned women also listen to what men want.
Well, and we're not disagreeing with that. I just think there needs to be more active listening.
Active listening, not just hearing and listening to respond, but actually trying to take it in and comprehend what this man's needs are. And
really try to make the changes that when the man is asking for certain things, right? Because a lot of times it's on my mind, because back in the day I used to always notice this, women, we want the man to do this, this, and that. I'm like, well, damn, what do you, I mean.
Right. That's all well and good.
What's the reciprocation on that?
Yeah, that's all well and good. And she should also listen to what you want. Yeah, well, I want the woman to do this, that, and the third. So, and she has to listen to that, and her actions has to reflect it. If she's really listening.
If she's really listening, her actions should. Just like the man should do the same. So
Absolutely.
We're not saying that men are not doing it or they shouldn't do it, because they should do it.
Right. And V says men and women have different communication styles. However, both need to have their needs communicated. So what are these different communication styles? Because see, this is what men and women need to understand is each other's communication style. Because men take you at face value for what you say. There's no gray areas. There's no beating around the bush. What you say,
and
that's
stop
what
changing.
it is.
Right when we meet you, you're telling us one thing. Oh, I'll go to the gym. Then you find out they don't. I mean, I'm just giving an example.
Right. Oh, well, I went to the gym, but I haven't been this year.
Yeah.
But I got to pay membership.
They be messing around talking about I went by the gym.
I went by the
Come on, man. You driving by is not the same as you going by the gym for real.
Yeah, I'm just using an example because I'm pretty sure men be,
we do the same thing. We're guilty of it, yeah.
So when we get past that wooing stage, right?
Right.
How long does that wooing stage usually last? I always wondered that because the woo.
Well, see, that's like a fire. It's like a fire. It starts to go out, you got to kindle that fire. Keep that flame going. And you got to try new things. You have to do new things together.
Yes.
You know, you can't fall into a routine and then you start to take each other for granted. Well, I'm going to do this. She's going to do that. I'm going to do that. Do something new all the time.
You know, one of the things, especially during this COVID times, as you know, we're very limited in terms of, you know, if you're a social person, you like to kind of go out, it's kind of difficult to do, obviously, right? Don't you think like dressing up for your partner is one of those things? It's a very simplistic kind of way of looking at it, but it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
I got called out. I was like, hey. I got called out about that.
I mean, even if you don't cook, if you order takeout, she come home, you got dinner laid out on the table, you're dressed to the nine, you're smelling good, you know, she's going to feel a certain type of way about that. And you might not even make it to dinner.
I might not make it. So, there you go.
You
That's
might
the first
just skip
one.
dinner, you know.
That's the first one.
Right.
And we give him props to Nicole, because she's the one who brought it up in terms of
There
30
you go,
days.
Nicole.
30 days.
What did Karen say? The bottom line is actions speak louder than words. The person can talk all they want.
Yes.
But if their actions don't show, the words mean nothing.
True.
And that goes far as listening.
Active. We should put
listening.
the active part in front of
Active
that.
listening.
Active listening.
Because active listening is a verb. So it shows your actions will show that you are actively
Can we make that a
listening to
noun?
it.
Because we want the action. You know? We can't make it over. We can't put it over in the noun section. All right.
No, it's not a thing. It's a
it's
verb. It's an action
About
word.
that action, boss.
About that action, boss. There you
Come
go.
on.
That's that action.
Come on. Yo, we actually had a couple of people chime in, and they had some really great ideas about it.
Okay.
One thing was from Cynthia. Appreciate you.
Hey, Cynthia.
She said showing me
high
is
school
better.
friend.
Oh, high school friend. Shout out.
man,
How was
come
this
on.
guy in high school?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Just as smooth as I am.
Okay.
Oh
Here you
boy. Code 45. Yo, Cynthia said showing me is better than telling me.
We hear that.
That's right. But first you're going to say, so you talk the
You
talk,
talking the talk, yeah.
but then you got to walk the walk.
Yes.
And that goes two ways, you know. And then V says women talk more than men do. Men need time to, he took it off the screen. Men need time to process what we tell them.
Wait, hold on.
We ain't.
No.
Whatever you
we not
did to
supposed
catch
to.
each other, you have to continue to do to keep each other. And I totally agree
Well,
with
it's
that.
not that we need a process. It's that you guys overtalk.
Oh, is it an overtalk?
It's overtalk.
So is it a lack of comprehension?
No, it's just
It's somebody that
active.
loves to hear the sound of their own voice,
it's nothing
over
wrong with
talking
that.
and not actually interacting in a conversation as a team.
So it's a lecture and not a discussion.
For some people,
Not
but
a
then
dialogue.
sometimes when you have a great connection with somebody, you don't mind that.
Right.
I never thought I'd get to that place, so
Right.
that's actually a good thing. So, yeah.
But sometimes if a man is really feeling you and the vibe is nice and the conversation is going good and you're talking, your conversation may get blocked out and he may be clouded by just your aura that you're exuding.
Wait, can
and his
we be
mind's
honest
gonna
though?
go
Can we be honest about
elsewhere.
something?
Let's be honest.
At the beginning of every situation, isn't the conversation great though? What have you started something and the conversation wasn't good? I always hear that.
Well, if
the
you
conversation
continue,
wasn't-
sure, it was good if you continue. But see, that's what you want to do. You want to keep that going. And Cynthia says communication.
That's what we're
Communication
talking
is
about.
good, but it's effective. What the people misconstrue about that communication is the listening part. That is the most important part of communication, because if you're not listening and you're talking, you're just giving a lecture.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very good point. Diane said it's easy to get, harder to keep, and it goes both ways.
That's a good one. So is it harder to get or harder to maintain?
Well, it's not harder to keep. Well, because in the beginning there's that infatuation there. There's that physical attraction, that infatuation to the newness.
So you overlook a lot of things.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say you overlook. You don't know a lot of things. You're naive to a lot of things. But then to keep it, you have to tell each other in the beginning what I like about you, what I like about you. what you like about me.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to keep these things up.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get 6 months down the road and you start to get bored or you start to get stuck in a routine, think back to that first month on what you like about each other and keep that going.
That's super valid. Diane said, listen to understand. Don't listen to respond.
That's right.
Oh, now that's a good one. Let's highlight that.
Yes. Because a lot of people do listen with the intent to respond
before,
which is kind of a defense shield. It's a defense mechanism, and you're not having a discussion. It's not a debate on one wins. We're trying to understand each other. We're trying to get to know each other, and eventually come as one.
Yeah. And you don't want to win. You want to
No.
you want to communicate.
Right. Because it's not a win-lose
win-lose
thing. Because if you win, somebody's got to lose, and you want to be with somebody who loses.
Yeah, I don't want to compete with my partner.
Right.
It's not a
How does that feel?
competition.
It's not a we're on the same team.
Yeah.
Hey, V said
Until
we
later
don't
that night.
V said we don't necessarily overall. We just release more words. And like I said, most men do not communicate this way. They need to process the first level of communication.
That's a lot there.
So could those words, when you're releasing a lot of words, are these like subliminal messages and beating around the bush type thing? Because men will interpret these things differently.
Absolutely.
We'll misunderstand it, so say what you mean and mean what you say.
Just get to the, I say get to the key points. Get to the key point.
With that, honestly, Corey Jones had a very valid point when he said, when the defensiveness kicks in from either side, the ears tend to turn off.
Ooh, it can. And again, you got to know your partner too, whether or not what they can handle on that.
Right.
So just telling them something, or critiquing or criticizing, when you don't really.
Yeah, we don't want to. We want to give constructive criticism, and it's not only so it's received constructively. You want to be very careful with your delivery.
Delivery is everything.
Yeah, because you don't want to deliver it as you're demeaning this person and making them feel bad, but you want to tell them a point where they could be stronger and accentuate their strengths in whatever area.
Yes. I think one of the most important aspects is telling that person how they make you feel. I think that's.
Oh, absolutely.
That supersedes a lot.
Yes.
Corey Jones said that he likes to hear things straightforward, which can be a very, very good virtue, but the delivery is the part of it.
Yeah. And again, it's knowing your partner, right?
Right. It's knowing your partner. Most men like to hear it straightforward.
Yeah.
That's where we best understand it.
Do women want to hear it straightforward? Because that, do they tend to be a little bit more sensitive than the man does?
Oh, absolutely.
If they wanted to hear it straightforward, they wouldn't ask you how they look in the dress.
Oh.
If they wanted to hear it straightforward, they wouldn't ask you questions like that. That's a setup. That's not a legitimate question, man. Don't.
There's ways you can handle that question.
I agree with Dr. James. You don't have to be blunt on everything. Come on, you know what I'm saying? There's certain tact.
How do you address? You asked if Barry asked if women want that same type of honesty and straightforwardness. How do you address that, knowing that you're generally in a position to want to protect?
Right. Well, they ask you that question. They don't want to hear the blunt, straight truth straightforwardly.
No.
They want to hear that they look good to you, that you're attracted to them in that dress.
And so you should be able to communicate that part, right?
Absolutely. And you should also be able to give her constructive criticism on if she would look better in another dress. Not saying you look bad in this one. Oh yeah, you look good. That looks good, baby. But my favorite is just for her information, and leave that choice up to her.
Okay. So you would leave. You said that choice up to her, even though because she is representing,
She's representing us.
Well, you just kind of because she's usually wearing that dress, right? That's kind of
right.
Isn't that for me?
And for her, on how she looks.
Well, if she's asking me,
it's her presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kadra, we appreciate you tuning in, but I have to ask you to expand on this. I hear a bunch of stereotypical male opinions.
Oh, who said that?
Kadra. Hey,
You need to elaborate on that.
You gotta elaborate on that.
Yeah.
We're just giving you a man's perspective.
That's all we got.
That's all we got.
Coco said, "It is legitimate. We do want to know if we look good or not.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see all egos."
Okay. So if you're honest with her and tell her, hey, I don't like that, would most women change that outfit, or would they wear that outfit?
Oh, they're going to change it.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's a matter of time. And if she's 45 minutes late, you're going to tell her, yeah, babe, you look fine, let's go. You know? And she's going to know that you're not sincere about that. You're just ready to go.
You're just ready to bounce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if truly it does not work for her, she should be able to honestly accept your input when you say, babe, no, babe.
So, but it still goes to the tactful way of explaining or
Right.
this is the reason why.
Because
would that be more honest to be like, hey, this is the reason why, you put on some weight and that dress is... Or,
no,
okay.
you don't have to give reasons, just
Okay.
your opinion. No,
Okay.
babe, I'm not feeling it.
Okay.
I think I like that better, but it's up to you. You do look good, but I'm not feeling that. Or some sort of soft delivery to where, because you don't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do love her, but you want to be honest with her.
As a man, would you want her to be... Would you want to be critiqued by her in terms of an outfit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if I put something on, because I like to dress kind of differently. If I, with my colors and this and that, and I'll say, babe, is this working? And then she'd be like, not the red shirt, babe, or whatever. And I value that, you know. That has value, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we had Kadra, express, what she was talking about when she said that she heard a bunch of male stereotypical opinions.
Okay.
She mentioned that they say that they beat around the bush.
I see it the other way around, that women drop the subliminals and beat around the bush.
Very much so.
And
They
leave
expect
it,
you-
and
they
leave
expect
it to
you
you
to-
to
yeah.
figure out.
Yeah.
Now you have to ask other questions as far as, do you mean this, or
That's
the
right.
other?
Yeah.
Am I understanding you clearly? And you have to ask those questions if you don't, because those subliminals and that beating around the bush, and I don't know if they do it trying to spare your feelings because that's what they would want in return.
Oh, and they expect you to know, too.
Right.
They tell you, in a relationship, and 6 months later they want you to know. It's like, well,
Yeah.
life happened.
Yeah, I like Paulette Jones. You can ask her, what other options do you have? Let me see something else,
And there you go.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a soft
That's
delivery.
a soft delivery
Yeah.
of going, yes.
Fellas, I hope you're chiming in and you listen to these comments.
Man, these women are they're giving you guys the game. So
Right.
you better soak it up.
And our goal is that for you to be successful in your relationships.
It's all downhill. Corey Jones said men have to be mind readers. What do you guys think of that?
And I agree. 80% of it is mind reading.
Right. And the way to avoid that is to state exactly what you understood from what she said. If she said something, you tell her exactly what you got out of it. And if you're wrong, she's going to be more specific.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That is.
I mean, you got to let her.
You almost have to do
You
it.
can't just
It's
say,
almost like
okay, I got it. You got to say, now, this is what I understand you're saying. And if you're wrong, she's going to correct you.
I almost say you almost have to be like a detective. I watch a lot of these detective shows. That's how you have to ask the questions.
Right. And I'm like Columbo. I ask a stupid question. Is this what you're saying?
Is this what you really mean?
Yeah.
No, but you have to say, this is what you really mean? I mean, goodness, man. Ooh, women are tough.
Cater says, my point is, if the goal is to find a better way of communication, all pretenses and ideas about how men and women communicate with each other need to be forgotten. The goal is to learn new habits.
But, yes, in the overall scheme of things.
Right, but you
also
may have
yeah.
good communication skills.
Yeah.
One or the other may have.
Yeah.
And the thing is to share those good communication style, because everyone communicates differently. If you communicate one way, and that's the way you're going to understand, and your partner has to understand that.
Not only that, you do want to bring stuff from the past. That's how you learn, right? If something didn't work before, yeah. So yeah, again, we want to thank each one of you guys for tuning in. This is Shop Culture, man. If you can, like and share this page, and we appreciate it so much. Man,
we appreciate you chiming in. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear comments on topics you want us to discuss on future shows.
Yes.
Yo, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. Yo, let's take this time to shout out Mr. Corey Phillips, the senior sales consultant at Toyota of Seattle. In the market for a car, give Mr. Corey Phillips a shout out. 206-405-0975. If you're looking for a house, not a problem. Robertson Realty team has you covered. 206-966-0804.
And guys, if you gotta advertise on Shop Culture, we are taking openings on the advertising. Just get a hold of us and we will give you guys all the information needed. So we want to advertise your business, hopefully small business, we champion here.
That's right.
One thing that Miss Nicole Johnson said is, I think there are a lot of passive aggressive people today.
I agree with that.
Oh, absolutely. And that could be a problem when it comes to communication, because people put your defense shield down, especially if you're engaged in a conversation with a person that you want to engage in a relationship with. You want to learn to understand that person, their communication style. So put the defensive down. Listen.
Easier said than done, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Listening is a skill. But remember, you got 2 ears, 1 mouth.
And listening is because it follows us, all right? I mean, you're not really taught that. How do you actively listen? How are you prepared to actively listen to just people in general?
One way to actively listen is to elaborate on what a person is saying and let them know the understanding that you're getting from what they're saying. And then don't just respond, but you process it once you understand and comprehend it. And then you can communicate. Then you're communicating.
V said that a lot of our communication teachings are from our childhood, and once you get older, either they get better or it is the same as when you were younger. I agree with Kendra. There are a lot of stereotypes pertaining to what men say women communicate or want.
Well, this is what you want to hear from men are saying. I'm privy to a lot of men coming in. I have a barbershop, so I'm just telling you what men are saying.
Right.
So you can take it or you can leave it.
This is the word in the shop.
This is a word. So.
I mean, we got to figure it out, guys.
Corey Joe said, "I need some new ears for Christmas." I think we all need some new ears. Where do we get the ears at? I like that. Now that's a good one.
Hey, Amy.
Hello, Amy.
Appreciate you tuning in. Yo, fellas, real quick, man. Like we were about halfway through, but I came across this card.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they mean, but there's a lot of them. And one question on it is, you walk in and see your partner masturbating to the Discovery Channel. What do you do?
Oh my goodness.
Of all the cards he fished.
Hey,
that's the card you picked?
Oh man, I don't know. They were just on my desk when I got here.
I see 50 cards, and that's the one.
I mean, if you like, I can ask another one, but
I don't even know how to answer. I mean, yeah.
I mean, A.
And I don't think the Discovery Channel has anything to do with it. If you want to rub one out, that's what
it wouldn't matter to me. It doesn't matter what you're watching.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I guess it does on the overall scheme of things, but if you're watching the Discovery Channel, hey, whatever.
Yo, do you yell OMG, what are you doing? Or do you record it for future blackmail? Slowly walk away and take a long shower, or let them finish in peace.
I'd sit there and watch and be entertained myself, I think.
I think I'm laughing because I'm like, damn, Discovery.
I would watch for entertainment purposes. I don't care what's going on the TV.
Yeah, so I don't know, guys. That's a one that Sabrina said that's weird. That's very weird.
Yeah,
I don't know. we're not gonna even ask you guys because
Yeah, let's
move on.
Totally move on.
Let's go to the next topic here. Let's get to the heat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Get it. Tell them.
This is a topic.
Hey, Stephanie said join in. Stephanie, you gonna join into the Discovery Channel? I know that's right.
TV can go off.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think
Y'all heard it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
I don't think Discovery Channel's a factor at this point.
See, to me, that'll be a factor. I'll be laughing. I'm like, damn.
Okay, let's go on to the next topic. This one we got a lot of heat. We got a lot of traction. And I promised some insight and some perspective on some of the comments. I held back from commenting on it. What we got? The voice?
Man, we sitting here talking about what best describes your feelings about threesomes. Not my style. Been there, done that. Will be a dream come true. Willing to try if I can choose the third wheel.
I mean,
that's a personal choice thing. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah,
because it could be a recipe for disaster.
It really
but
can.
If you're in a long monogamous relationship, different strokes.
Yeah.
I can't comment. So
let's get on the topic from the meme we did earlier.
Yeah. And it was about dating. And it was about first dating, and then in this COVID times when things are closed, and how does first dating look? And the question was, if a woman goes back to a man's house,
should a man expect sex
on the first date?
On the first date,
should he expect sex? What do you guys think? I mean, we're in COVID. Your first date may be at his house, or you may go out for coffee. You may, whatever. You may do something creative just to get out of the house, to get to know a person. If she goes back to his house, is sex implied? Is it expected that they're going to have sex if you go back to his house?
And you guys are both adults, so if they do decide to do that, that's between them. Secondly, expectation. I don't know if it's expected, but maybe be prepared.
Is it implied? I mean, you want to go back to my house? Yeah. Sabrina says not necessarily. See, that's a gray area.
Okay, because I hear women say,
there's a lot.
Don't expect it. What wrong? Really? I mean,
there's a lot of factors,
that goes into that.
Right, because I mean, one factor is what time is it? What time of day or night is it? If you go for a morning gym date and you go to the juice bar after, and then you go back to your house, you guys want to take a shower and go have lunch, or is it 10
after 9 o'clock? After 9 o'clock,
9 p.m.
Yeah, you're watching some Netflix, you're chilling.
Well, we all know what that leads to,
You're jumping the gun.
No, we know what it leads to, but is that implied? Is that implied, and is that an expectation?
But the question kind of was, should a man expect that?
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know any man that wouldn't think about it.
Right.
Expect it, and being honest, expect it.
There's a couple of different viewpoints.
Okay.
One of them comes from Corey Phillips, who says, I don't expect it, but it usually ends up in the bed.
Oh, so you have what's the percentage, Corey? Let's be honest here.
No.
Give us a percentage of it happening.
Yo, Stephanie said, never expect sex. Let it happen when it happens. Amy Lorraine said, expect
But
the
if you
worst.
if you're not prepared, that's when mistakes do happen, right?
Right.
So you should be prepared. So if I have condoms, right? Am I expecting sex, or am I being prepared for sex?
You're being prepared.
With the expectation of having sex.
Right. So
Okay.
if she goes back to his house at 11 p.m., is it implied that we're going to have sex? I'm not saying it's an expectation, but is the implication there that, okay, this is why we're going back to my house?
So we're saying it's the time. It's a time factor. So anything over 9 p.m., you're going over to the man's house, the man is going to be expecting sex.
Is that what you guys think?
Is that what you guys? I mean, that's what I need.
There's a 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. rule at my place, but that's just me.
Wait. Elaborate.
Those are the plutonic homie hours.
From what?
You can come over plutonically as a homie between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. After 10 p.m.
Oh, it's a booty call, huh?
Yeah, those are the hours.
Okay, that could be.
That could be.
So do you think that should be communicated? If those are your hours,
if you're a woman and you're going over this man's house at 9:30, and but you're gonna get offended that a man is expecting sex, that's what we're asking. Is that right, wrong, indifferent? Women, every woman, oh, it's wrong. Wait, so you telling me women, every man you went over to their house, right, and you didn't have sex?
Right. And most women say, oh no, we're not going to be having no sex. And sure,
we have about 23 women watching, and they're all, oh no, hell no. Okay, guys. All right.
Yo, V said there should be no expectations, period. Never go back to anyone's house.
Yep.
Always do a background check and date for 90 days before anything happens. These are my opinions.
Nothing wrong with that.
Honestly, it sounds like you're reading Steve Harvey's opinions.
Ooh, V got the FBI file. She got the strap on. She's ready.
But if you have that engaging conversation and everything else is going well, you still going to make them wait 90 days before you have sex. Okay.
Yo, JJ Barnes said, if you come over to our house at those hours, you know what's going on.
Come on, JJ. What's up, cousin? How you doing, man? How you living?
So what JJ's saying is implied,
but doesn't mean that you're going to act on it necessarily.
Right, but the implication is you coming over for one reason.
Yeah. Anyway, and I don't really. Can we be honest again? How many women came over after 10 and just expected to just chill? I mean, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? You might not have, I'm not saying every time you're going to do something, but I'm saying that there was some.
Right, but we're talking first date.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
First date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
fellas, we getting kind of blasted over here. I got to get to some of these.
We getting blasted?
Doc, honestly, I'm going to let you address this very first one.
Okay.
Because this came from Miss Karen D. Hill.
Oh.
She said, OMG, how old are we? Time frame? Really?
Yeah, I agree with that. We shouldn't be no time frame. That's what she's saying?
Basically.
I can't set a predetermined time because you just go on that chemistry and how you get along with the person.
Yes.
But I think a gentleman, a man of restraint and control, restraint and control can refrain from sex on a first date. Then it turns into a physical relationship before it turns intellectual. But you don't put a predetermined time frame on it. No.
Let's say we were connecting and we're both adults and we decide we want to have sex. And I guess if you're making an adult decision, then so be it.
Right.
Live your life.
And a lot of times after 11 p.m. alcohol is involved. And
that makes it better for some people.
Or until the morning.
Or they're mad in the morning.
Right.
Woke up sometime, yeah.
But I think, but then sometimes let's turn that table around.
Okay.
Because sometimes that woman is coming over there strictly for the reason of getting it in.
Yes.
She wants to have sex, or she wants her needs met. She might just be horny. She want to have sex. She trusts you, and she's coming over there because she wants to have sex.
And you're absolutely correct. And nowadays, women are a lot more blunt about it.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you feel some type of way when a woman maybe is too blunt or too aggressive about it?
No, I don't.
Really?
I look at it as good communication. Come out with what you got to say. It needs to be said, say it.
Yeah. But there's ways of communicating.
Oh, yeah.
Also. I think
there's that delivery.
It's the delivery. It can be kind of cat and mouse type of thing.
Right. Because more men are apt to take advantage of a sexual situation more aptly than women are.
Until today's times.
Right.
I think women understand their sexuality and they're going in.
Yo, Coco said y'all always want booty. Period. Just wait on it.
Well, who always wants booty? Men? Is she saying to men?
Yeah.
Coco,
really?
Coco, were you talking about just Barry or all men in general?
I think she's talking about.
How did my name come out? Wait, hold on.
I think she's talking about men in general.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save you there.
Yeah, I didn't even say that. Really? Yeah.
I think she's talking about men in general, and that's usually the implication. And I think it shows restraint when a man can refrain. I mean, even if you want it, if she's there in your bed, if you can just lay there, have a conversation with her, and you guys can just both go to sleep.
And
you may have sex in the morning.
does that count as a one-nighter? You know?
Hey, I mean, when on a clear head, you're full of energy. It might even be better. You might.
Would that be all right, doctor? Because we know you're against one-night stands.
I didn't say it was only gonna last one night, but we're talking about the first night. But if that chemistry is there, you talked all night, you fell asleep in each other's arms, you wake up.
So you've been lying the whole night to each other, and then in the morning you guys say, okay,
there you go.
Here we go.
See,
I feel that.
See,
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
You're telling your truth now.
I'm not telling the truth. I'm just saying. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. Oh wait, hold on.
We didn't say nothing about lying. We said stimulating conversation.
Stimulating conversation. Y'all don't know each other. Y'all are lying. There's some lying going on.
Now that's your truth.
It could be my truth.
Okay.
I bet you. Okay.
But there's nothing wrong with being honest. I mean, you can be free, you can be honest, you can be open. We're all flawed. At our age, when you're over 40, we all come with baggage, we all come with flaws. No one's expected to be perfect. You can tell the truth and you can still get it. You can tell the truth and still get it, man.
It's just like going to the strip club back in the day. Every stripper was going to school.
Yeah. Strip clubs are never my thing. 5 minutes of tits and ass, and I'm bored.
Every stripper is going to school. I was like, okay, I know that's right.
Man, strippers have been the most educated people ever.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Nicole Johnson said, what if their busy lives prevent them from seeing each other any other time? That would kind of restrain it to a certain time frame or what have you. Right?
And that's actually a great point.
Right, yeah, you get to that point, but on the first
date we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's a little That's
a little different. I mean, you can discuss that. This is what my schedule's like, blah blah blah, and that may be part of the all night conversation. You may be sitting up drinking, having a drink of wine, laying in bed, watching movies, and just go to sleep. You may both be tired.
And then how many? Let's ask this.
And at our age, we get tired.
We do get tired. And let's ask this: how many women have went over a guy's on the first date house?
Right. Yeah. How
Let's
many of them have?
How did that turn out?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yo, gotta address this one. Miss V, appreciate you.
Miss
Said,
V,
no,
yes.
I was doing this way before Steve Harvey wrote his book. Always been the way I operated. We are living in crazy times, so you have to be careful. True. You know what? I applaud your safety. Definitely want to put that first and foremost. Man, safety is imperative right about now. Yo, got a couple more over here.
And there's nothing wrong with different ways of doing it. What might work for her probably won't work.
Was that our audio? Is our audio good?
No, we're good.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yo, so there's a couple of one that says not only are men only worried about sex. Mr. Corey Jones, what else are we worried about, Mr. Jones?
Actually, I agree with Corey. There's other things and other factors.
And Karen, she's right. She told me about this later. She said, I'm not going to say she made me wait 90 days, but baby, she ran a background check, DMV, license plate. She did all that. And
she did all that?
Oh, please, come on, man.
Oh, man.
And still after that point, after I told her and showed her who I am, she said, after about 4 or 5 months, I'm still waiting on another shoe to drop. I said, okay.
So she bringing past situations and bringing up to date to this.
That could be a reason for that. And I just stated to her, hey, my feet are firmly on the ground and I know where I'm going.
That's what it's about, though, man.
And 7 years later, here we are.
Coco she elaborated on that comment. She said all men.
All men? No.
So it's not just you being singled out, Barry.
Okay. Wow.
Now that's a huge stereotype, Coco. I'm gonna disagree. I'm feeling some kind of way about that.
That's a big stereotype.
But it's not all men, because I have turned down sex on several occasions.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Because there's more to it. I mean, a lot of people get into that sexual, physical relationship, and then you realize the next morning or 2-3 days later, what did I get myself into?
That's called buyer's remorse, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, and I think you're right about it, especially the older you get, because you just, you're intertwined.
Right.
Actually, Keith actually made a good point when he said it's not just the physical aspect, it's your spiritual, it's a connection of all that. And the older I've gotten, the more I realize that. That's so true.
When in the act of sex, feelings are exchanged, and you're exchanging each other's energy, and you're absorbing each other's aura and energy. I mean, and it's all intertwined. So you can't tell me that in the act of sex with a person that it's just physical sex, because feelings are exchanged.
And do you think most times in that case is that women more than men have probably a little bit more emotional ties?
Oh no.
Okay, so no.
Because like they say, when they get pee-whooped, I've seen and start stalking, men just go crazy and lose their lid over a sexual encounter. It happens.
Or women.
Oh, women too. Oh yeah, they go crazy.
Show up your house uninvited or
right.
Call and, yeah.
Busting out your windows and
the whole nine.
Right. So it can go all bad if you don't know a person and you engage in that sexual relationship before you get to know who this person is.
Well, yes and no, because people can mask things and hide things for a certain period of time also.
Right, which is why you take that time. Take that time. I mean, there's going to be telltale signs. Wait a couple weeks. Can you wait a couple weeks, people? I mean, can you go out on 2 or 3 times, get to know each other? Can you wait a month?
If I'm grown and I'm over 40 and I don't want to wait, why should I have to wait?
Well, you don't have to wait, but I'm telling you what the consequences of not waiting could be.
But that's a 50-50 scenario.
Okay, that's like shooting dice. Is that what you want to do?
Well, you shoot dice every time you have sex with somebody.
No, not really. No.
You are shooting. Well, yeah, you are.
No, you're not.
Wait, you don't think you
Who are you having sex with?
Wait, hold on. I'm just saying, again, I'm talking about barbershop.
Woo! Okay.
So you don't think so, right?
No, absolutely not.
Huh.
Because there's a level of assurance you have and a comfort level before you should engage in.
What's the assurance that you think that you're going to have with having sex with somebody for the first time?
Front door, well, he's just my friend.
Okay, but then 3 months down the line, she's still saying that. All I'm saying is it's not going to be how much assurance you're going to have. Well, I mean, you're just not. I mean, unless you're with that person 24 hours. You hope that this person, is not crazy, not a stalker,
and that's why you're laying that foundation and you're building that. You build trust, and you build once you can trust a person. Because how are you going to let a person in your bed, naked, and your most vulnerable time? You're vulnerable, and then you're opening up your feelings if you don't trust them. I don't see how you can have sex with a person you don't trust. I mean, unless it's a transactional thing, Some people are.
So let's ask people. Could you have sex with somebody you don't necessarily trust?
Yeah.
There's a lot. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that's had sex with people that they don't trust. All I'm saying is, sex is such a physical act, and people are going to do it.
Right. But how can you have sex with someone you don't trust? I couldn't do it. I don't see how it can be done. Wow. How can you lay down and know that you're going to go to sleep? You're going to share your body with a person that you don't trust.
Ooh, that's a real good one. Coco said, from time to time, you meet a woman or pursue her. My bad, Coco. Didn't want to misquote you there.
Okay.
From time to time, you meet a woman or pursue her. You think about what it would be like to her. To have sex with her. Y'all are saying if a woman comes to your house at a certain hour, she know what it is, even on the first date. And you all said you are always ready and prepared and hoping she does give it up.
No. Wait. Oh, did anybody say that we're hoping that she
Prepared, yes.
prepared? Yes.
But I don't recall the
I don't
expecting
think
it or
yeah.
hoping she
No,
gives it up.
we're asking the question, and I mean this being transparent. Most men that I would know would be like, I'm expecting it when they come over the house. So
if that doesn't happen, is there a level of disappointment? Are you angry? Are you upset?
No,
How does that? What does that look like?
I guess, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you're upset that you're never going to talk to the woman again, but you know.
But are you let down? Do you have blue balls from having an erection all night and looking at this beautiful woman?
Yeah.
Do you share that with her?
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, Corey said, how can you speak on what all men think about when meeting a woman?
Yeah, great question. V said, I agree with Dr. Hill. I would never have sex with someone I don't trust, especially at this stage of my life.
Absolutely, because if you don't trust them, they could come out with anything after that.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I have herpes or I'm HIV positive, but I was really horny. So.
Or they could tell you 3 months down the line they had. I mean, it's you know.
Unfortunately, what you're talking about, Barry, is the reality of where we live and
the times that we're in, and I think it's always up to the individual, and you hope that as an individual you're making smart and wise decisions when you decide to have sex with somebody.
Right. Yeah.
But to have all these assurances, I just don't see how that's
And I don't think
vital.
It's good for a woman to use sex to try to keep a man, because that's not going to sustain him for a long time, because he can get that just about anywhere. And usually these days a woman, you can get sex before she'll cook you a meal.
I mean, that's a great point. Great point. Well, guys, once again, we're getting toward the end of the show. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is Shop Culture, and we do what we do every Tuesday at 8:30, and that is talk about relationships. And hopefully, moving forward, you guys have some topics you guys would like us to discuss. This is a very good topic. And, it is. It really is, because, and actually, one of the things, the reason why we started Shop Culture was to bring some of the stuff that we talk about in the barbershop, right, wrong, or indifferent, to you guys. Yeah. So it's not just us making up these, scenarios or questions. These are actually questions that men do have.
Right.
And it's not just limited to questions that men have, but it's limited to, there is really no limitation, because we see so many females in our profession as well. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and we want to close that communication gap between men and women so you can have successful relationships. We want the men to know what the women are thinking. We want women to know what men should be doing, and vice versa. To have a sustainable, successful relationship.
Yes.
So you guys make sure you follow us, YouTube, Shop Culture, Feel My Flow on Facebook.
Yes. Yep.
Tell a friend to tell a friend, and chime in next time.
Every Tuesday night at 8:30. Once again, we want to thank you guys, and make sure you like and share Shop Culture page on Facebook, and check out our new YouTube page, Shop Culture.
Yo, fellas, we got a few more minutes. What do you want to go into for the next 4 minutes?
Actually,
well, what do we want to talk about coming up? What do we have anything that we need to put closure to? Any past events? Or
I was thinking
topics?
about that, yeah, because it seemed like we had a few of them. But moving forward, how about relationships? You're in a new relationship during the holiday season. How does that work?
Yeah.
How soon do you invite that person to meet your family? You have kids. How soon do you let your kids meet your potential partner on that?
Yeah, that's a touchy situation. Because everyone wants to be with their loved ones and holidays. So if you're in a new relationship, what does that look like?
Yeah, what does that look like? And especially during the COVID times, obviously that, you can't probably have people, meeting family members, especially if your parents are older or whatnot. So that's tough.
Right.
Yo, the dating scene is very, very different with COVID, number one, but then you throw on, this holiday aspect. That definitely boggles a whole lot of plans.
Yes.
You got to worry about the travel. You got to worry about the safety of you and your loved ones, especially those that may have another condition that will expose them greater to what could happen with COVID. So, how do you guys address this stuff?
And it's very similar to what you were saying. You've been saying about communication, but it's such a hard place to communicate that because of this COVID. COVID has changed the whole scenario on how you go about things.
Right.
You have to be so aware.
Absolutely. And it's going to be that way for the foreseeable future.
Yes.
I mean, it's a new normal that we're living in. We have to get used to it. You have to stay safe, and you really have to have a heightened level of trust
With that person, yes.
to get close to any person, or
Yes.
to bring them around. And things take longer. There's quarantine, there's isolation time. And I urge you to just keep your circle small in these COVID times. Stay safe. There's a lot of people with underlying medical issues that this COVID will take a grasp on them.
Yes.
And it's more aggressive. So, I mean, don't just think about yourself, but think about the others around you.
Absolutely. Oh, good question was from Karen Hill was,
Hey,
how
man.
about inviting exes to family events?
Exactly.
Oof.
Now, see, that's a touchy situation.
And we're going to talk about that next week.
Yes, we have to talk
We
about
gotta
that.
have a little bit more time, guys. We are going to.
Because I just want to say on that, because if once you leave your ex, your family doesn't necessarily leave your ex.
No, they don't.
So we're going to talk about that.
Definitely
Damn
going to
good
talk about
topic.
that. Guys, thank you once again for tuning in. And this is Shop Culture. And yes, we're going to have that topic. So, Ms. Hill, thank you again for that one. That's a good one.
Yes.
Last words from the doc.
Yes, my closing thought today, I just want to let women know something about men, and this is a telltale sign, something that you can keep in your mind, that you can look at. When a man keeps going back and forth between you and someone else without picking somebody, it means he doesn't really love either one of you. He's just biding his time until the woman he truly wants comes along. And I suppose you could try all types of trips and schemes to beat out one another for his affection, but I'm pretty sure that when a man's locked in, you really don't have to do anything but be your naturally amazing self to make sure he stays that way. So just be you, don't compete.
Damn, I have a lot to. Woo! But I ain't gonna go into that way. We're gonna have to talk about that next week. That's a lot. Wow. And once again, you know who this is. This is the relationship guru, Mr. / the Dr. James R. Hill. Once again, we got that man over there with that voice.
Yo, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.
And I'm Barry Crosby, and this is Shop Culture.
The infamous.
Come on. And like we always want to tell you guys is to stay safe and be blessed.